Marshall's 3 sons forced her 17-year-old autistic son to steal money from her home.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. All rise. Now, this is case number 283 on the calendar, the matter of House versus Sparks. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. You folks have seats, please.
Mr. House, according to your complaint, you have a son whose name is Paul.
Yes, I do.
And the defendant has several children.
Yes.
One of those children is a young girl. What is her name?
Vanessa.
And Paul and Vanessa, who is not here, are friends.
Right, they were.
According to what I've read, your son was at home.
Yes.
And he wasn't supposed to have any company.
Right.
And Vanessa was there.
Vanessa wasn't there, the boys were there.
Our brothers came over. And you believe they stole money from you.
Correct.
And you found this out. You went over to the defendant's home.
Correct.
When you got to the defendant's home, the boys came back from a shopping spree at the local department store.
They had $100 worth of toys sitting there in a bag.
Well, you called the police at some point. Police came over and had a family conference. Is that right?
With my part of the family. The houses were not involved in that part.
And at that conference, you agreed to reimburse Mrs. House
Yes.
for the stolen money. How much did you agree to reimburse her?
I was going to pay back $600.
And you did, in fact, make some payments on that.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And then you stopped.
Yes.
Now, Miss House, what makes you think that the boys, his boys, stole your money?
Simple thing of it is that when he was supposed to come over, I went ahead and I said, I found out who got into this money. They said, yeah, we did.
Who said we did?
One of the boys,
Which boy?
the oldest one,
Who's the oldest? Step up.
and said, yes, I had your money, and we're having fun with it.
And he said this in front of you,
On the phone,
talking to you.
yes.
Is that right?
No, I didn't.
What did you say?
When she called my house and asked if we had her money, we told her that we didn't know what happened to the money. First we lied to her, then we told her the truth. We started
First you lied to her.
Yes.
What did you tell her when you lied to her?
We didn't have her money.
And then you decided to tell her the truth.
Yes.
So let's hear the truth, starting from you and your brother. Which brother?
Both of them.
Both of them. Went over to Paul's house.
No.
You never went to Paul's house?
He was at our house. He was at our house with my sister. We walked to his house.
So you did go to his house?
Yeah, but he was at our house first.
Fine. He was at your house first. Nothing got stolen at your house, right?
Not that I know of.
And then you went back to his house.
Yes.
Why?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Well, let's try to think hard. What did
Us.
you leave your house for? Your sister was home at your house?
Yes.
So Vanessa was home.
Yes.
And they're friends,
Yes.
Vanessa and Paul. So I want you to think back really hard. Why did you go back to Paul's house?
I think it was to get some clothes.
What do you mean you think?
That's what we went there to get, is to get him some clothes.
Why did all three of you have to accompany him to get clothes?
He asked if we'd go with him.
Step up next to your mother. So you went back to his house.
Yes.
And what happened when you got there?
We were sitting on the couch, and then we asked if we could have something to drink. He said, go ahead, and we walked into the kitchen, and we were going through the refrigerator, and he opened one of the drawers, and he grabbed a screwdriver out of the drawer, and he went to his mom's room and popped open the door, and we went inside, and then my little brother went around the bed, and he saw a box on the floor. My little brother asked what was in the box. He told us that his mom keeps their money in there. So he asked if we wanted to see it, and both my little brothers said yes, and he popped it open, and he got money out, and then he spread it around.
Spread it around how?
He gave us each amounts of money, like $100, $200.
How much did he give you?
He gave me $200.
How much did he give you?
He gave me like 200, but like I got some more money, like from like them and Paul, and I ended
Just
up with
grab my
like
money.
500.
So you ended up with 500. And you ended up with 200?
Yes.
How much did you end up with?
200.
That's $900, right?
Yes.
What'd you do with it?
We went back to my house. First we went to Circle K and we bought some stuff like candy, and he bought some roses for my sister. We went to my house and he gave the roses to my sister, and they did their kissing stuff. And then we all went to Kmart's.
And
We bought stuff there.
where's the stuff that you bought at Kmart?
They took some of the stuff to return it, and we didn't have none of the receipts. They went to try to return it.
You didn't have any receipts.
You know, we got rid of them.
What'd you do with the money?
We spent the money that we
You
had.
didn't spend all $900 at Kmart.
Not all of it. Some of it that I kept, I had it hidden, and my dad went in my room and he got it. He went through my room and found it, and he gave it back to the houses.
Well, you only had $200.
Yes.
And is that the $200 that you gave back?
I did return $200 back to the houses.
Well, what about the others? They had another $700. What'd you do about finding that money?
I didn't actually really know about that money until I heard from the houses. All I knew about, when Paul came over with the money, all I saw was $200.
Well, now you know.
But I
because
saw-
your answer, Mr. Sparks, says, my children didn't steal anything, and I don't believe we owe them anything. But they did steal. Well, when was the first time you knew that they stole? Today?
When the houses came over and told me that there was $1,500 missing, they had brought Paul with them.
Okay.
And Paul's story to all of us was that the house got burglarized, and they
Everybody lied to cover themselves up.
Yes, ma'am.
But what I don't understand is, if you made an agreement with the police to pay them back, why didn't you pay them back?
I was on unemployment and I could not afford it.
Your boys hid the money in the house. Are you telling me you didn't get it from them?
All I recovered was $200.
Where's the money?
We gave it back
To whom?
to them.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because he had $200 hid.
You just told me you had $500.
Yeah, and I spent some of that. And we had some money hid in the room. And we gave it back to them.
No, he got the money from your older brother. $200 only. And where's the money that you had? You still have it hidden?
I spent,
You spent it all. On what?
we all spent it on just like toys and stuff.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Paul, you knew it was the wrong thing to go into your mother's room, didn't you?
They forced me to. I knew they had a knife right in their pocket. I beat my dad so he can call the cops so they won't try to stab me or anything.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Karen House claims 14-year-old Tyler Sparks, 10-year-old Nicholas Sparks, and 13-year-old Nick Greenland forced her autistic son Paul to steal money from her home. Karen says the boy's father, Marshall Sparks, won't take responsibility for their crime.
Mr. Sparks, you have to pay him back the money. I mean, you say I was on unemployment, that I can understand, but here you say my children didn't steal anything. They did.
I believe the money would have gotten stolen whether my children were there or not. The houses have told me that this is not something that Paul has not done before.
So what? What kind of a lesson is that? So you say because... Look, let me try to draw an analogy for you. I mean, are you serious with that response as a responsible parent? Let's say you pass by a store and the proprietor of the store has forgotten to lock the door. And there are things in there that you would like. A little stereo set maybe, a clock radio, maybe a small television for your kitchen. And you say to yourself, well, this place is going to get burglarized. Clearly, somebody's going to go in and take property from there because the guy was stupid and he left his door open. And if they're going to burglarize it, some stranger, I might as well do it first. You think that the police would buy that argument?
No, ma'am.
Of course. So are you going to try to tell me again that, well, the money would have gotten stolen anyway, whether my son stole it or somebody else stole it, doesn't make any difference?
No, I believe Paul would have stolen the money whether my children were with him or not.
But your children kept the money, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And they spent it, sir. And you didn't make a sufficient inquiry at the time to prevent them from continuing to spend an additional $700. I believe he was involved. There's no question he was involved, right?
Right.
And you bought your girlfriend some flowers?
No. I went with them to Circle K, and I seen some roses, and they said, well, do you want to get my sister some roses? So we bought one rose, and I went ahead and fixed it up where there was a vase on it.
Paul, you knew it was the wrong thing to go into your mother's room, didn't you?
Yes, they forced me to get in there.
How did they force you, Paul?
They went ahead and said, we will split you and my sister up. And at that time, I knew they had a knife right in their pocket because they showed it to me before we went to the house. And they did not go to get some clothes. They went there to think of snooping around my house and go in my niece's drawer, my room, and tried to think of a way to get me open it. At that time when they asked me to open it, I beat my dad so he can sorely call the cops and report it why I'm in there so they won't try to stab me or anything.
Did you beep your dad?
Yes, I did. He did not answer.
Is Vanessa in your class at school?
Yes, she is.
How long has Vanessa been in your class in school?
Last year and this year.
Is your daughter in a special education class
Yes,
as
ma'am.
well? What's her diagnosis?
Down syndrome.
And Vanessa is like your girlfriend?
Yes, she did go in the house before I went to their house. Because after we got from church, I was looking for tape and I did not want her to wait out there. I was being nice. And then when we got to his house, he asked me for a cigarette because I was trying to get my mom to quit, and I had some cigarettes in my room. And I'm trying to quit though.
Do you smoke?
Yes, I'm trying to quit though. And then the brothers went ahead and asked their dad, can I please go to Paul's house? And I was like, I did not have anything planned to go over my house.
Okay, Paul. Did you keep any of this money?
They put $100 in my pocket, but I did not spend it. I was trying to save it and hand it back to my mom.
Did you give it back to her?
No, they took it.
When did they take it?
Before I went to night church.
Was that the same day when you had all been in your mom's room?
Yes.
And they took the money back from you? Who took it back from you?
Lucas, the oldest one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Paul, why don't you sit down? Thank you.
Okay.
You getting the picture?
Yes.
You're not nice.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You ever appear before family court, Judge, before?
Yes.
Was it a man or a woman?
It was a man.
Speak up!
It was a man.
Was he nice?
Yes.
Kind?
Yes.
I'm not!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old special needs student Paul House says his girlfriend's brothers forced him at knife point to steal money from his mother's home. The boy's father, Marshall Sparks, says Paul has a history of stealing money.
You been in trouble before?
Yes.
You on probation out of juvenile court?
No.
Were you on probation out of juvenile court?
Yes.
For how long?
90 days.
For what?
Burglary.
So you're on probation at the time police came to your house?
No, ma'am.
Had he completed his
Yes, ma'am.
probation? When?
It would have been back in 1999, November, possibly.
You married, sir?
No, ma'am. Single parent.
You have 4 children.
Yes, ma'am.
These 3 and your daughter.
Actually, the middle child is like a stepson.
Explain that to me.
His mother and I are engaged.
Other than Lucas, have either one of these other 2 boys been arrested?
Yes.
Both?
Yes.
For burglary?
Shoplifting and burglary.
How much was taken from your house, Miss House?
$1,340
You got back 200.
and $2.
So what your outstanding is $11.38.
True.
You better pay her that money.
He put me through misery.
I'm going to tell you something. Aside from the fact that your sons are thieves, to suggest that they are operating on an even playing field with Paul is outrageous, Mr. Sparks.
I did not intend to make that accusation.
Well,
He
that's
kept
what
on.
that's what it appears in your answer, sir. What you said was, I believe that Paul stole the money to impress my daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's not true. They stole the money because they threatened someone who is clearly not as competent as they are. Stand up. Uncross your arms, both of you, and stand up. Over there. Right here. You reach a certain point in your life when you take your hands out of your pocket. Don't even think about putting it in your pocket. Did you ever appear before a family court judge before?
No.
What?
No.
You?
Yes.
Was it a man or a woman?
It was a man.
Speak up.
It was a man.
Was he nice?
Yes.
Spoke nicely to you?
Yes.
Kind?
Yes.
I'm not! Because evidently, sir, that nice, kind, sweet family court judge made zippo impression on you. Because after you completed your probation, you went out and at least did one thing that I know about, which is this thing. So being nice to you didn't work. You got it?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Seems to me that your father has a very full plate. You ever been arrested, sir?
Yes.
When was the last time you were arrested? When you have to think it's trouble.
It's been a while. It was back in, I believe, October of '98.
October of '98 is not so long ago. I have food in my refrigerator that's older than 1998. So it's, believe me, it's not so long ago. What were you arrested for?
Child support.
I'm not talking about child support. I'm talking about for a misdemeanor or a felony having nothing to do with child support, sir. When was your last arrest?
Probably February of '98.
For what?
Disturbing the peace.
You reach a crossroads. Sometimes you reach it when you're 10, sometimes you reach it when you're 12, sometimes you reach it when you're 30. You can either have a life when you're a bum. You know what a bum is?
Yes.
Or you can be a good person. Right now, 3 of you are on your way to becoming a bum. You, and you. You victimize somebody, that's him, who you know you can victimize because you're not nice people. And you should be more sympathetic because you have a sister who is also disabled. Right?
Yes.
How would you like it if somebody victimized your sister? How would you like it if somebody, because of her disability, took her to their house and sexually abused her? How'd you like that?
Be very mad.
So, you have a choice. And I certainly hope that if you ever come before another family court judge, they don't do you a favor and be nice to you. They do you a favor and put you in jail. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of the complaint, which is $1,138. I hope you're very proud of your sons, Mr. Sparks. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Kimberly Kayla for having her falsely arrested for an assault. Kimberly is countersuing, claiming Alice broke her arm.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 22 on the calendar, the matter of Moore versus Kayla.
Thank you, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ooh, family that certainly does not get along well. Miss Moore, the defendant is your niece.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that she had you falsely arrested for assaulting her last year during the time that your mother was ill and dying.
Yes, ma'am.
You went through a trial recently and were acquitted.
Yes,
found
ma'am.
not guilty. And you're suing her for the false arrest and for the year that you spent facing these charges. The defendant says that the charges were true and that she is counterclaiming for her injuries. Her injuries, I believe, were broken arm.
Yes, ma'am.
When was your mother ill last year?
My mother became ill early in January, but she really got bad in March of, it was 2003.
And when did this incident occur with your niece?
On March the 10th, after I flew to Texas to be beside my mother who was dying at her home.
So you tell me your version of what happened, what led up to this incident.
Saturday afternoon, my sister, Brenda, had instructed me to give medication to my mother every 4 hours without stopping. And it put my mother in a very...
What kind of medicine was it?
One was a morphine and the other one was for anxiety.
Did your mother have cancer?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of cancer did she have?
Cancer of the liver.
So the morphine was prescribed to keep her calm.
Yes, ma'am. But on the prescription of the bottle, it says every 4 hours as needed. And my question was, that night she was totally out of it, and my brother he was there that night, and he had to pick my mother up out of the bed because she could not move at all. And we did not give her the medication every 4 hours like my sister had instructed, and I had asked my other sister in the morning about the medication.
So that caused a problem with your niece?
They were all upset because I would not give the medication like that. But anyway, Sunday night, I left and went out to another sister's house to rest. And when I came, that morning on Monday, my daughter and I came back in the afternoon, and I come to the conclusion I couldn't handle seeing my mother's death.
Okay.
Because of my heart condition and my nerves.
Okay, you couldn't handle it. Okay.
And I was talking to my husband on the phone, and I told him he could reach me. I was on the porch, and I told him he could reach me out at my other sister's. Brenda got mad at me, and I don't want to have a consultation with my mother dying.
Why was she angry with you? What was she saying?
She just felt that I was there trying to take over, and she was already had said that she was going to come out there and whip on me on Monday, and I didn't pay any attention to that in a phone call that we had.
Was that over the medication?
Yes.
Is that so far, is that right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, step up. Brenda, what were you angry about?
I wasn't angry with her. I was actually relieved that she was there to help us because we had 3 months prior of taking care of my mother. Everybody was stressed out. It was a bad time. My sister had called me and she told me that the hospice people had told her not to give my mother the medication except when she needed it. I told her specifically, Alice, when you're there, you do what you need to do. I told her I was calling a meeting with the hospice people on Monday. The whole family would be there. We could all understand. I learned more about death than I ever wanted to know with my mother. And I didn't want to go through this by myself. I wanted my sisters there. I wanted help. Right. So when we asked for a meeting, she said 10 o'clock. My sister couldn't be there. She was so concerned about my mother and the medication, but she couldn't be there to see what the hospice people... We were doing exactly what they said. Exactly what they said.
Which is medicating her every 4 hours and not letting the pain grab hold of
right.
her.
Well, and
right.
They told
That's
us,
exactly how they explained it to her,
right.
to us. You know, when the pain kicks in, this is how she's going to be. Don't let the pain come.
Don't let it get there.
You know,
right.
We'd been there with her. We didn't want to let the pain come. Nobody, you know, she was going to die. We knew that. We wanted it to be peaceful.
I got it.
and that was my mother's wish, to die at home.
Kim, tell me what happened in the kitchen on the 10th of March.
Well, I was in the bedroom with my grandmother, and I heard them in the kitchen. And she's telling her, you know, you took her out of the nursing home. You shouldn't have took her out of the nursing home. She's going to die. She's going to bleed. You know, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And they were telling her, then leave. You know, that's fine. If you keep taking her down, leave. She was slapping at my mother, and the mother was like, stepped in. She grabbed her and she threw her down to the floor. I was through my other ankle. And then I was beside her. I was walking in the middle of this, and my brother was screaming at my brother. And she was screaming, and she was, you know, then she started out the door, and my brother went out after her. Well, I went out after him. Then she's coming out there, and she's telling me, you know, we need to just call an ambulance, you know, we need to just go. So I'm her daughter steps between us, and she popped my arm down over her daughter's shoulder. It broke this bone up here into pieces. They had to go in and put a rod. You know, I have a permanent rod in the middle of my bone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was leaving and they attacked me. They didn't take my statement. The police didn't let me give a statement. My lawyer will testify to that. Why don't you call her?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Alice Moore says her niece, Kimberly Kayla, had her falsely arrested for an assault. Kimberly says during an argument, Alice broke her arm.
What happened to Billy?
Billy was taken to the hospital also, and she had some sciatic nerve damage in her back.
She was taken to the hospital that day?
Yes. Okay. But Billy and I were both taken to the same hospital in the same ambulance.
What hospital?
To Spine Memorial Hospital.
Do you have a police report for me, please?
Yes.
It's right there.
Okay, Miss Moore, coming back to you. Now we're going to come to the point in this story where you're going to tell me your version of how her arm got broken.
Well, first of all, there was a consultation in the house, and Brenda held me and Kim, and I have a sworn testimony from the court where my attorney said, and you slapped her, and she said yes. At that time, she hit me.
Just a second. Who slapped you?
Kim hit me in the face with the telephone while my sister held me in the kitchen and would not let me leave.
Let me see the testimony. Oh, well, she says, do you remember slapping Alice? She said, yeah. I told you in the kitchen when she was pulling my hair and we were going back and forth. And you slapped her? Yes.
But, Judge, I could not be pulling her hair.
Just a minute. Don't explain. You have to read me the whole thing, Miss Moore.
Okay.
She didn't just admit slapping you. She said you were pulling her hair and you were going back and forth and she slapped you.
At the time she slapped me, I had my hands restrained by my sister Brenda.
I would like you to tell me how her arm got broken.
Well, from there, I went outside and was leaving. At that time, her brother stopped me from going to the car. He pounced over the porch and pulled his hand back to hit me. And you're looking at a guy, I wouldn't take my eyes off because he lifts weight and he could have killed me. And he said all kinds of things to me as I was trying to leave. My daughter stood in between us to stop it.
Okay, so your daughter got in between you and her brother.
Right.
Okay.
And as I was looking for my granddaughter, Kim...
Just a second. If your daughter got in between the two of you, why didn't you go back to your car?
I was going, but my granddaughter had the keys to my car.
Where were you looking for her?
Right there in front of my mother's house.
Well, you just have to look. How old is your granddaughter? Is she a little teeny girl?
Yes.
How old is she?
I thought she was about 11 or 12. That's what she looks like.
How old?
She just turned 18, Judge.
So she was 16 at the time?
15. She hadn't turned 16 yet.
15 at the time. Well, you're not looking for her on the ground, madam. Listen to me. If you're looking for your granddaughter who's outside, and the people who are outside, according to you, your nephew, and your daughter, that's 3 people. That's who you told me were outside, and you were looking for your granddaughter around that area. That
and Kim came off the porch, charged off the porch with something and hit me in the face, and I could not see. I put my hands up, and I have pictures of where she hit me in the head, and I couldn't see at that time.
Just a second. Hold on a second. Show me the pictures that you have. I don't see anything wrong with your head now.
I had a goose egg right here.
Now, not according to the police report.
The police did not come and check me out at all. or anything. I went to the hospital, to
Listen
the
to me.
emergency room.
Let me see the medical records from the hospital. According to the police report, when they spoke to you, there was nothing wrong with you, except you were complaining of chest pains. That's
There's
according
where I
to
was
2 police
admitted in
officers.
the
Listen to
hospital.
me. That's what the police said. You complained of. Not a goose egg on your head, not being hit on your head. They took you to the hospital for observation because, listen to me, because of the chest pains. What I want you to do is give me the hospital record.
I don't have that part.
Well,
that
that's
I
what
could not
need.
get that part in time for court today.
Well, that's unfortunate because you've had over a year to get that hospital record. Who are you?
I'm her husband, Your Honor.
Were you there?
I talked to her at 7 o'clock.
He was on the phone when I went in to tell him I was leaving.
She was leaving.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
My daughter Frankie was there.
Oh, I believe Frankie was there. You can step up, Frankie. I believe you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
How did your cousin's arm get broken?
By her brother yanking her arms. When she had my mother's head, she grabbed my mother by her left, with her left hand, with Kim's left hand, by her hair, yanked her head over where she's completely bent over. My mother's face is touching the cement. Kim's brother runs from behind Kim and grabs Kim with his arms like this, and he's pulling her, and she's hit